Rex and Gino, you're on with Robbie.
Hey, great. Hey, Robbie, what's going on, buddy?
How are you?
Man, we're doing fantastic. Okay? So do you? No problem, man.
Okay. I just went into my dressing room, and our wardrobe girl was cranking out Fleetwood Mac.
No problem.
All right.
That's fine. You know, the landslide brought it down. that one always makes me cry, man. I'm telling you.
You're a singer?
You know, even when they make fun of that on South Park, it makes me sad.
Yeah.
when they have I don't know if you've seen that where the sheep is singing a landslide.
Oh, isn't that who really sings it?
No.
Oh.
I have not seen that.
You might have to Google that one and take a look, man. All right, so
Yeah.
So what's your day like? Do you have like 52 of these radio interviews and whatnot where you have to like pretend you're excited? Or, I mean, I know you're not pretending with us because we've met you 52 times. You love Corpus Christi. You can't wait to get here for the big uproar. But you got to be tired. You guys have been touring for a while, right?
Well, first of all, it's been 53 times that I met you.
Oh, that was that one time.
So
There's that one time.
Let's correct this. Let's get this thing corrected. You know what? My day, I'll tell you, a couple of days ago, we were in Guilford, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And then we just did a 1,000-mile road trip down to South Carolina.
Wow.
So I was stuck on the bus yesterday for a few hours so the bus driver could sleep.
Ugh.
And we rolled in today, and then now I'm doing some interviews.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. It's kind of hot down here.
When do you actually get to go home, and where is home?
Well, actually, I was in Guilford, New Hampshire. I was about an hour away from where I live. I live outside of Manchester, New Hampshire. So I haven't seen my kids in 3 weeks, so it was pretty cool. It wasn't a day off. I got woken up from Jersey 6:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Got in my truck, went to go see my kids, hung out all day, and then drove up and did the show, and then got on the bus. And headed down to South Carolina.
How old are your kids?
3, 6, and 8. All girls.
Okay, so do they get that dad is like one of the biggest rock stars and one of the biggest rock bands in the world? I mean, because we do like a lot of interviews and whatnot with like, you know, I'm not going to say that all bands are important, but we do like some B and some C band interviews and whatnot. But you guys are like one of the biggest bands on earth. Do they get it? That what dad does, or do they think it's just kind of dorky? Dad plays guitar all the time.
Yeah, they don't. Well, they're starting to get it. They call it Dad Rockstar. Hey, Dad Rockstar, but no, they.
It probably keeps you grounded. Does it keep you grounded? Because they're like, I want a Happy Meal. You're like, okay, I'll get you a Happy Meal.
I want a Happy Meal now.
I don't care who you are, Dad.
What kind of demands are you putting on Dad?
Yeah. Somewhat. It's funny, too, because every one of them at like 2, 3 years old, I'll be playing my bass, and they'd grab it, look up at me, and say, no.
Really?
Go play with it. You know, I'm like, hey, that's how I pay my bills.
That is so funny.
They're starting to get it, all of them. You know, they went to the show. They've been to a couple of shows. My oldest one's a maniac. She loves it.
That's awesome.
Rocker.
That is awesome. Can be 8 years old, and there's Dad up there just rocking out. God.
Hey, can you give me tickets? I'm 8 years old. I don't even know what this means.
You know what's funny, too, is last year she went to go see a show. It's a funny story. So after the show, I go, where's Niana? I asked my wife. She goes, she's in Sully's dressing room. So I go in there. It's a big party going on, and Sully's in the middle with Niana. And she actually got a guitar from him. I don't know how she did it, but she used her eyes, and she, you know, it was pretty. You had to be there, but you know, he's walking out with a guitar.
That is
hilarious. Just getting
talked him out of a guitar.
Hey, but she's got that backstage access. She can go wherever she wants.
There you go.
How you like that? 8 years old, already getting shit.
Did you know when you guys started out that it would eventually come to this? Like I said, I mean, I'm not like, you know, kissing your butt or anything, but you guys are like one of the biggest bands that we play here at the radio station. I'm sure it's that way across the country. Was there any kind of vision that was going to eventually happen with you guys, or did it just kind of, you know, play out that way?
You know, I spent a lifetime in clubs, and I was a little older when we got signed. I knew we had something when we got together. I didn't know what it was, but I knew we had something that was different than anything else. Sully could, you know, he's an unbelievable front man, great drummer. I said, if he can do what he does behind the drum kit out front, I'm in.
Really?
And, you know, it took us 3 years to get to that point, and then you just never look back. I mean, I knew we had something, but I didn't know. You know, you needed everything. You needed luck, talent, you needed the whole shebang. And we kept on working at it and working at it. We never gave up. And then there it was. You know, 1998 gets signed, doing Ozfest in '99, 2000, and headlining our old stuff in '01, and then 16 years later, I'm talking to you guys.
Do you think it's one of those situations where a lot of people, like, because you said, a little bit of luck, a little bit of this, because, I mean, there's a lot of fantastic bands out there that'll have this one amazing hit, they always call them like one-hit wonders and whatnot, and you go, God, that band should have become so much more, and I guess luck didn't play out for them, or they just gave up, or it was a lifestyle thing where they just weren't fully committed. I mean, what do you think the difference is?
It's a lot of luck. I mean, there's so many bands. I wish I remembered a lot. I remember one that's, I think, from the Dallas area called Push Monkey.
Oh, yeah.
One of our first tours with them. They had a single out.
Yeah.
Same type of band that we were. They basically had their own, sold their own records out of their trunk, sold like 20, 30,000, just like we did on the East Coast. And then they got signed. They had a single out. I don't know. It's a little bit of everything. It has to do with the front man. It has to do with everything's got to line up. And then, especially that was then. Now it's even hot. Just think about now. How many bands are getting signed a year, and how many of them are making it. It's like, especially in the rock world, the active rock world. It's lower and lower. It's like, when we first came out, we were selling 250,000 records the first week. Now we're happy to be selling 30 and 40.
Yeah, just because of the exchange and the way people are.
We talk about that a lot here on the show, how it's with bands now, it seems like it's so easy and quick to where, like, Monday we can think of a name and a band. Friday we can have our stuff on YouTube and the world can see it. And there was a point, and I think you are right at the cusp of when the internet was taking off. Because I was telling Rex, and I've told the story before in the air, I remember being in high school, like a junior, and seeing a commercial for the Godsmack album and thinking, man, that's a really cool album. And that was before Napster, and that was before all the different things that came about where people shared music so fast to where you had to, like you said, sell them out of the back of your car, or, hey, we're going to put all this money into a commercial and hopefully people see it. Yeah. And that was really cool. Like, I remember that, and you're right.
Yeah,
even now it's tough, because just think, we just come out with a new record, and it's 1,000 horsepower, and for us, for the band, this record, it was like, it finally. We've been through a lot of crap as a band internally and stuff.
Yeah.
And this record kind of reminded me of the first record, where you're just in the room, all four of you are in the room, you're having fun, and you're doing your thing. This record was just like that. All four of us, from the beginning to the end, we all were there doing it. And then we feel that it's probably the best work that we've done in a long time. It's a solid record.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then now, first week comes out, we try to get 4 number ones in a row.
Mm-hmm.
We had 3 in a row. This one here, we came up a little short. But, 60,000 records, and then the next week it's, 20,000.
Isn't that wild?
Third week, we got 15. Yeah, and it's like, wow, this record is like, it's the best stuff that we've done since the first record, but they're buying it. Our fans are buying it, but is it getting out there to the masses?
I kind of understand what you mean, because years ago, I've been at the radio station for a billion years, and I'd say 10, 12 years ago, we did best of CDs, and we were able to sell them for $10 a pop everywhere we went for charity. We gave all the money to charity, and now you can't give them away, because you can hear us anytime you want online. We're all over the place. So people who used to buy a best of CD, why would I buy a best of the Two Guys in the Morning CD if I can just go download all the best bits off of their website? So I totally understand what you're saying. It's just it's almost like the accessibility is a little bit too much. And a band like Push Monkey you mentioned, I remember playing, Hand Slide back in 1998. I mean, that's like a billion, and they're from Austin, Texas, and they were one of those bands that came through, and they were big friends of the radio station back then. And then all of a sudden they just poof and disappeared. So it's great that you guys were able to evolve and become what you are. And I have to tell you, there's a lot of eyes looking at this band and going, this is one of, like I said, this is one of the biggest bands in the world. I'm not just kissing your butt. It's, you guys are of great rock and roll significance. And the whole thing is, there's so much vagina rock out there right now. And you guys are still a tough-ass rock band. And I'm glad that you guys are. We're really looking forward to seeing you guys at the Uproar, which is coming up on Wednesday with Godsmack, Seether, Skillet, Buck Cherry, Pop Evil, and more. But, hey, man, thanks for taking some time and talking to us. I know you got to talk to a bunch of other DJ types this morning, but thanks for taking a few minutes and spending it with us. And we look forward to doing a shot backstage with you guys of that Pura Vida tequila. So we're looking forward to that.
Are you making a promise? We're gonna do a shot.
Oh yeah.
No,
we got a whole contest online where we're going to be in the Pura Vida bus
Nice.
broadcasting. So we'll be back there with you, and we'll see you guys and do a
Sounds
shot
like
with
a
some
plan.
do a shot with some listeners, man. Hey, have a fantastic day, and we look forward to seeing you guys in town. Always a pleasure having Godsmack in South Texas.
Thank you very much, and we'll see each other real soon.
You got it, man. Say hey to the guys. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it, brother.